My name is Nick Menendez. My major at FCC is film, and I like art. I think for the most part, since I started making movies, I think it was always just like this pursuit to tell a story, to say something, no matter what that is. And I really focus on that growing up, with my friends, which I consider my team. We kind of started taking filmmaking serious in 2013. I got to a point where I thought well, now I just need to know even further how to emphasize the storytelling. But the one thing I didn't focus on a lot was the technical scale. I used to think that was, almost borderline not necessary, so to speak. I've always been sort of like a, do-it-yourselfer. I thought I knew everything and there was nothing any college could offer me. At some point I had to move back to Frederick and I thought, all right, what's the nearest, college I can go to, just get this over with. But then when I came here and I had Jason and Melissa sort of very, very subtly and slowly explain without needing to explain that these things are crucial to help with storytelling. They're one-on-one. That was a huge wake-up call for me, especially using the awesome equipment that, the campus offers. Normally you think oh, it's just a community college, it'll be subpar or whatever the word is. But this school is a big thing in a small package. It's just been amazing, seeing what, the power behind the technical and the camera. And again, how it's all there really to enforce the story, to mimic the eye, like sometimes Jason and Melissa say. In the last couple years, I think music has become almost like a definitive building block, especially the way albums are structured, their beginnings, their middles, and their ends. It's almost like a really, really, really close cousin to film, I believe. I feel like they just kind of go hand in hand. That's definitely influenced me in, pushing the boundaries of art and storytelling. I think I always gravitated towards entertainment. I think that's one of the first things I ever, liked, was drawn to. I grew up with Jackie Chan and Jet Li and Donnie Yen. Through the years, I got to learn the real side of action and fighting, and also the artistic side, because it is, after all, a martial art. And I guess as the years went by, kind of combining the two, it definitely turned into a singular way of saying something. Now I just feel like I have an endless pit of things I want to express with my body and with my hands. The last couple years here at FCC really became eye-opening. I've always been sort of in a rebel. Humanity is kind of like a black and white thing sometimes. It's either good or bad, but sometimes I really do like people. I love people. I love the way that they express themselves. I never was really good at school stuff. I always felt like there was a disconnect with learning and what some teachers would try to teach. But there were those few that really stood out because, again, for lack of a better word, they cared, really cared. It was a genuine care. And I can say for a fact that Melissa and Jason have that quality, especially in the way that they approach teaching. If you want the long, technical, hard answer, they'll give you it, from A to Z. They'll tell you everything. But if you need it a little more short and sweet, so, the point gets across, they're just as good as that, if not better. Jason is very soft-spoken, I call him like a human cat, and Melissa, well, she's a sweetheart. So the way that she approaches that, it feels very almost gentle but affirming, just you can do it, very, very encouraging. They're both great professors and good people. A lot of the people here I have never met, and yet they've been just so inviting, especially with their critiques and their encouragement. I think there's a healthy balance between people telling you hey, there's room to work here, but otherwise, wow, good job. And on the other side, there's also well, you could put more work into this. It's productive. I think that's a good balance between productive criticism and also some encouragement, keep pushing forward even if you haven't gotten there quite yet. I think the best memory I had here, amongst all the great things that this program offers, especially the film festival, which I think is huge for a lot of people. Despite Jason and Melissa being pioneers of order and protecting integrity of doing things the right way. Sometimes they will bend the rules within reason, but they will. For me, that's something really important and crucial. And I think some of the best moments I've ever had is when Jason and Melissa have done that. It's always been quite the surprise, and I guess, I don't know, that excites me. I like that. I think my goals are just to continue to evolve. We should have an inherent responsibility to be open-minded, to understand all waves of life, people, situations, feelings, emotions, the gaze, so to speak, of how you view the world, how people view their world. And I think my goal is to continue with that and never stop, because that's what I want to do. So, yeah. Wait, let me straighten it out.
Still cooking.
Oh! Is that line? Is it good?
That's good.